Vijay is likely to visit Karur. Remember, many questions have been asked on why Vijay has not visited Karur yet, why he has not met the victims of the tragedy yet, and we have breaking updates coming in that the actor turned politician is likely to visit Karur. His legal team is now in a huddle. The TVK legal wing will visit the DGP's office and will file a petition seeking permission for Vijay's visit. Now, the TVK's legal wing head will be visiting the DGP's office in person to file a petition seeking permission for Vijay's visit. In fact, TVK wants Vijay's meeting with the Karur Stampede victims to be a private affair with a very less presence of the public. TVK is trying to make this meeting possible within the next 10 days amid questions that continue to be raised by political leaders on why Vijay has not visited Karur. In fact, remember, the Madras High Court has also criticized Vijay. My colleague Dharani is joining us on the broadcast with the details. And Dharani, what are the details? What are the legal options, the options that Vijay is looking at to visit the victims in Karur?
Well, we're given to understand that Vijay's legal team will be submitting a letter, a petition at the Tamil Nadu DGP office today seeking permission for Vijay's Karur visit. This petition will be submitted by Vijay's legal wing is what one can understand through sources. And also top sources in TVK tell us that the party is planning to somehow make this meet happen within the next 10 days. So they want this meet to happen as soon as possible. They want this meet to happen within the next 10 days, and they are doing all the background works needed to make the meet happen within the next 10 days. And we're also given to understand that Vijay wants this meet between him and the victims to be a private affair. He doesn't want the presence of the general public. He wants a very less or no presence of general public in the meeting area. He wants this meet between him and the victims to be completely a private affair. He doesn't want the presence of outside public or general public when the meeting happens, or even outside the venue. He doesn't want this to happen, is what one can understand through highly placed sources in TVK. So we have two major takeaways from this development. One is that TVK is trying to make this meet happen between Vijay and the Karur victims as soon as possible, and they have set a deadline to themselves that they want this meet to happen within the next 10 days. And the second point is that Vijay, as and when this meet happens, Vijay wants this meet to be a private affair, a completely private affair with less or no presence of general public or outside public.
Okay, all right. So Vijay wanting it to be a private meeting with the victims of the Karur Stampede. This comes amid many questions being raised by the political parties, the DMK in particular. In fact, Kamal Hassan had also recently visited, raising questions on Vijay, saying it's the organizers who are responsible. So amid the political criticism that he has been facing, Vijay wanting to meet the Stampede victims, and he has also approached the police officials saying that he wants to have a private meeting with them, that he does not want the public to gather there. He had in fact also filed a plea with the Madras High Court in this regard, asking for permission to visit Karur. Now, there are many political parties who have visited Karur already. In fact, some of the people have also mentioned that they had visited, the TVK leaders had visited them. All right, with that, let's get you more breaking updates now coming in ahead of Tamil Nadu elections. This is a big update that's coming in. As Battle for Tamil Nadu heats up, the ADMK, the AIADMK and TVK alliance could be in the making. Sources say that communication channels between the AIADMK and the TVK are open post the Karur Stampede, and there is a possibility of an alliance that could perhaps be decided around January 2026. So communication lines have been open, and remember, AIADMK has been very, very clear that during the Stampede, after that, they have not blamed the actor at all. They've not named him a single time, putting the blame entirely on the DMK. Interestingly, now sources suggesting that communication channels are open before the AIADMK as well as the TVK. Dharani continues to stay live with us, and Dharani, very interesting update there ahead of the Tamil Nadu elections. Communication lines open between the TVK as well as the AIADMK. During the Stampede as well, immediately in the aftermath of that, the AIADMK had also interestingly never raised questions on the TVK, instead blaming only the DMK administration. What are the details of the possible talks between the two parties?
Well, we are given to understand that specifically after the Karur Stampede, the communication channels between TVK and ADMK has now opened, and there is also a possibility of an alliance, and the decision about the possibility of alliance will be taken around January 2026, because at the moment the ADMK doesn't want this talks to happen extensively, because TVK is yet to overcome the Karur Stampede, the aftermath of the Karur Stampede. So the ADMK wants to give some time for the TVK to initiate the alliance talks, but we can very well definitely say that the communication channels between both the parties, that is between ADMK and TVK, has opened post Karur Stampede, and there is definitely a possibility of an alliance. And if at all this alliance is going to happen, any decision about the alliance will be taken around January 2026. That is 3 months later. That is when post Pongal festival in Tamil Nadu, any possibility of alliance will be formally decided and announced, is what one can understand through highly placed sources. And of course, as you rightly said, if we look at the last 10 days, in all of his speeches, ADMK General Secretary Edapadi Palanisamy is not targeting Mr. Vijay in connection with the Karur Stampede. He is pinning the blame completely on the Stalin Sarkar. He says that the onus for the Karur Stampede and the loss of lives that completely lies on the shoulders of the DMK government and the Stalin Sarkar, is what Mr. Edapadi Palanisamy has been stating time and again. So he seems to be placing a very less or no blame on Mr. Vijay or TVK. He says that Mr. Vijay is in fact the victim in this case. TVK is in fact the victim in this case, and it is because of complete mismanagement and the administrative failure. The 41 loss of lives, 41 people lost their lives in Karur, is what EPS has been stating for the past 10 days. So in a way, it looked like EPS, took a softer stance towards Mr. Vijay, and now through highly placed sources, we are able to confirm that the communication channels between TVK and ADMK are open, and any decision about alliance will be taken around January 2026.
Okay, interesting update. And the question of the BJP also comes in, because the TVK, Vijay in particular, in many rallies has said that he is ideologically opposed to the BJP. So where does that come in as well will be interesting. Of course, the details will be worked out in the coming weeks. Dharani, thank you for joining us with those details.